The movie begins with a jittery U.S. president pacing back and forth, rehearsing his lines for a televised address where he'll announce a major victory by his army against the Western forces of the separatist states of Texas and California. He reveals Florida's unsuccessful bid to unite the Carolina states with the insurrection. His closing promises victory drawing near. Watching this pivotal speech is a photographer stationed in a hotel. As she watches, a feeling of worry grows stronger as the explosions in New York City keep happening without stopping. The following day, accompanied by her friend Joel, a journalist, our protagonist ventures onto the chaotic streets to report on the riots. Clad in yellow vests provided for the press, they navigate through the tumult. Joel holds the belief that in the clash between the people and the police, there lies a story worth telling. Amidst the chaos, a young girl capturing images is struck in the face. Joel rushes to her aid, and as their eyes meet, a connection sparks. He tends to her injuries, and she selflessly hands over her vest to him. But before they can fully react, a deafening explosion rocks the scene, leaving behind a trail of casualties. Lee swiftly captures the unfolding tragedy through his lens, while the girl gazes at him with admiration for his courage. Back at the hotel, they engage in conversation with an aged journalist named Sammy. They disclose their intention to journey to the Capitol for an interview with the president. Sammy, seasoned by years of experience, expresses concern about the perilous nature of their endeavor, cautioning that the press faces daily threats of attack. Joel reveals that it's been 14 long months since the president last granted an interview, making this upcoming one a historic event. The old man, Sammy, confesses that he too had considered making the journey, but finding transportation has proven challenging. Lee, uncertain about the wisdom of bringing Sammy along due to his physical condition, defers the decision to Joel. Meanwhile, the girl whom Joel aided, Jessie, seeks him out to return his vest. She expresses her aspiration to become a war photographer, revealing her admiration for his work. Alone in her room, Lee is overcome with exhaustion, haunted by memories of wars she's covered in the past. The following day, as they prepare to embark on their journey, Lee is taken aback to find not only Sammy, but also the girl, Jessie, accompanying them. She voices her frustration to Joel, who defends his decision by explaining that he wants to give Jessie an opportunity to kickstart her career in photography. Joel reluctantly agrees to the arrangement, but asserts that he won't accompany them all the way to the Capitol. With this understanding, they set off on their journey. They traverse a lonely road, littered with abandoned vehicles and engulfed in the flames of fires. Sammy interjects with a touch of irony, questioning Joel if he plans to ask the president about disbanding the investigative police or ordering bombings on citizens during his interview. However, Joel dismisses the suggestion, indicating that he won't be so confrontational. Upon reaching a gas station, their hopes are quickly dampened by the sight of armed guards barring their way. Despite their initial refusal to sell fuel, the guards relent when informed that payment will be made in Canadian dollars. As they negotiate, Jessie steps out of the car to investigate something nearby. One of the armed men, filled with concern, shadows Jessie as she ventures out, and together they stumble upon a grim sight. Two men bound and left hanging for 2 agonizing days. With a touch of sadism, the armed man reveals that they're still undecided on their fate. He requests to capture the scene, and the captive reluctantly agrees. Fortunately, they depart without incident, but the armed man expresses disappointment that fear had gripped Jessie to the point where she couldn't even capture a picture. The armed man grimly warns them that what lies ahead is far more harrowing than what they've encountered so far, expressing his discontent at Jessie's inclusion in the journey. As they continue along the road, scenes of desolation and abandonment unfold before them. Suddenly, the photographer requests the car to halt. Stepping out, she beckons Jessie to follow her, leading her to a downed helicopter. With determination, she positions herself in front of it, urging Jessie to capture her image amidst the wreckage. As if attempting to alleviate her fear, Lee persists in expressing his belief that it was a mistake for Sammy to accompany them. However, Jessie firmly asserts that it was his choice to make, emphasizing the importance of remembering his decision as they proceed. Strangely, Jessie requests Lee to photograph her if circumstances allow. The following day, action awaits as they join the military insurgents. The risk is palpable, and amidst the crossfire, they witness the fall of a daring fighter. Jessie, no longer paralyzed by fear, manages to capture several striking images. They then observe as another soldier from the president's army meets his end. Finally, they witness the capture and subsequent execution of 3 more soldiers by a deranged assailant. After these intense events, they resume their journey, pausing at an old stadium that now serves as a refuge for civilians. In the serene atmosphere of the old stadium, they find a moment to relax. Jessie shares her captured images with Lee, who is pleased to see their quality. Their journey presses on, leading them to a small town where an unexpected tranquility reigns. Intrigued, they enter a local store, where the saleswoman candidly admits that they prefer not to entangle themselves in the affairs of the Civil War. Lee seizes the opportunity to try on a dress, something she hasn't done in a long while. Jessie does her utmost to elicit a smile from her friend, aiming to capture a photograph of her in good spirits. As they exit the store, Sam awaits them, pointing out armed individuals surveilling the town from atop a nearby building. This revelation serves as a stark reminder that they're not entirely disconnected from the ongoing turmoil. Fortunately, no altercation ensues, and they proceed with their journey. Meanwhile, over the radio, the president broadcasts his expectation for the resistance to surrender. As they journey further, they stumble upon a suspicious scene. A lifeless figure sprawled across the dance floor, eerie Christmas music echoing in the background. Despite the Sammy's caution to take an alternate route, and seeing no immediate threat, they cautiously press forward. Suddenly, shots ring out, prompting a frantic scramble for cover. Amidst the chaos, everyone ducks down, seeking refuge behind a nearby truck, except for me. There, they spot 2 snipers, cunningly concealed on the ground, their sights trained on a large house. Joel cautiously approaches, narrowly avoiding the sniper's shots. Meanwhile, Jessie and Lee strategically position themselves to capture the unfolding scene through their lenses. What's peculiar is that the snipers claim they're not following any orders. They're merely there because someone's targeting them. It's a grim reflection of the chaos of civil war, where motives are murky and everyone is a potential adversary. As Joel contemplates the situation from the ground, a sniper's shot, unseen, finds its mark, hitting him. Recognizing that the confrontation has ended, the journey resumes, with Lee now taking the wheel while the girl and I rest. However, the tranquility is short-lived when another vehicle approaches. Sammy advises caution, suggesting they let it pass. Tension mounts as 2 individuals pull up alongside, honking their horns. To everyone's relief, they're revealed to be friends of Joel, also en route to the capital. Apparently, they caught wind of the plan back at the hotel. In a daring move, Joel's friend switches vehicles with them while both are in motion. Amused by the situation, Jessie follows suit and switches vehicles as well. However, tension resurfaces when they lose sight of the other car. Anxiety grips Lee, leading to a heated exchange with Joel's friend. Amidst the distraction, they narrowly avoid colliding with a truck, veering off course. After the fright subsides, they resume their search, only to stumble upon the abandoned vehicle. To their bewilderment, they discover Jessie and the other passenger held captive by 2 military personnel. These soldiers force them to stand beside a truck filled with lifeless bodies, shrouded in mystery. Lee determines that their best course of action is to approach the situation calmly. Joel suggests they claim to be from the press, but Sammy warns against it, noting that the military would prefer no media involvement, especially without phone. With no other viable options, they agree to engage with the soldiers, albeit with caution. However, they decide it's prudent to keep the old man hidden from view. Joel attempts to diffuse the tension, feigning friendliness and explaining that they're colleagues simply passing through. However, the military man is in no mood for pleasantries and abruptly shoots the companion who was with Jessie. Joel tries to reason with him, emphasizing their shared American identity, but the soldier's suspicion intensifies. He begins interrogating each of them individually about their origins. First Joel, then Jessie, answer truthfully, but when it's the friend's turn, he falsely claims to be from Hong Kong. Without hesitation, the soldier executes him at point-blank range. Panic ensues, with everyone feeling desperate as the soldier turns his weapon towards Joel. Suddenly, the old man arrives in the truck and swiftly takes action, running over the soldiers, thwarting the imminent threat. As they scramble to escape, the group inadvertently falls into a pit teeming with the lifeless remains of others. Sammy urgently shouts for everyone to get back into the car, but Jessie, too, tumbles into the grim pit. Miraculously, she manages to climb out, and they speed away. However, their relief is short-lived, as another soldier appears, firing upon their vehicle. Despite their attempts to evade, the soldiers' bullets find their mark, injuring Sammy. Stranded in the middle of nowhere, they press on along a desolate road in the dead of night. Their journey is fraught with danger as they navigate through a forest ablaze with fire, helpless as Sammy's condition worsens. As dawn breaks, they're left to face the harsh reality of their predicament. Upon reaching a military base aligned with the forces opposing the president, their hearts sink as they discover Sammy has passed away. The loss weighs heavily on them, leaving them crestfallen. There, they reunite with fellow press colleagues who share news that the president's army is on the brink of surrender, with only a handful of soldiers remaining to protect them. Sensing the urgency of the moment, Joel insists they must press on. Otherwise, the sacrifices made, including Sammy's, would be in vain. The military mobilizes for the journey to the capital, utilizing both land and air transport. As night descends, the assault commences. Jessie, undeterred, captures the unfolding chaos through her lens, documenting the pivotal moment in history. As the opposing forces relentlessly push forward, Lee begins to show signs of deteriorating health. They reach the protective wall surrounding the White House, pursued by the relentless enemy forces. Using a tank, they breach the wall, exposing the White House to their assault. From a distance, they observe people fleeing in cars, prompting the opposition military to open fire indiscriminately, suspecting the president may be among them. However, Lee suspects the president remains inside the White House, so they proceed towards it. Upon entering the White House, they find it deserted. As they advance, they encounter the president's spokeswoman, who seeks to negotiate terms of surrender. Disinterested, the military opens fire, escalating the confrontation. Amidst the chaos, Jessie, seeking the perfect shot, recklessly positions herself in the hallway, only to be wounded. With no time to mourn, she captures the moment when the security agent is subdued. Despite Joel's plea to wait, Lee advances, determined to see the president captured. In a decisive moment, Joel captures the images of the military closing in on the president, marking the end of the tumultuous saga.